Happy Tuesday, everybody. It's the one and only Julius Caesar back again in full effect. And I cannot stress to you guys how big of a day today is, guys. Like, today, there's a massive opportunity in front of me. As you can see, I'm dressed really nice. I'm dressed really good because I have an interview today. Please wish me luck. This is a huge opportunity, an opportunity for me to grow within my company, an opportunity for me to see where I'm at career-wise. And I'm been looking forward to this for quite some time, you guys. I've been in this field of education for a very, very long time, since I was 14 years old. And so ever since then, I've kind of moved up in positions. I don't try to stay in one spot for too long. Something about me is that I'm always trying to reach the next level, because there's always a next level to reach, you guys. Never get complacent, never settle. And so, I'm going to take you guys today on a little journey, a little vlog, I guess, documenting my day towards this interview. I would like to start off with the song of choice, which is Highway 95, Part 2 by Baby Keem from the album Casino. The reason why I chose this song is just because it reminds me where I came from. Reminds me of the trenches, growing up in the projects, growing up and moving so many times in my childhood. And I think that, if anything, it's an advantage for the position that I'm going for. Just, even since I was little, like, I had to move to different schools, and so I had to adjust and, still try to maintain that outgoing personality that I have. And I've always been good at building, and always been good at, just creating cultures of inclusivity, of people feeling welcome and accepted. And I feel right now that I'm even doing the interview in front of you guys. Like, maybe we should do some mock interviews, or we should maybe do some practice runs, right? Well, drink of choice today is Bloom Energy. You know what I'm saying? That Bloom sparkling energy. You got some zero sugars, some prebiotics, some natural energy. It boosts your metabolism and supports your mood. So maybe get yourself a Bloom Crisp Apple energy drink. This is the drink of choice for whenever you're interviewing. The interview questions that you guys should expect is the most obvious interview question of all time, which has caused a lot of people, have froze actually when being asked this question, in my opinion. I'm also one of them that, if you ask me a question like this, I'm often at times just like a deer in headlights. And that question is, so tell me about yourself. Young man, would you tell me about yourself? Mr. Julius Caesar, could you tell me a little bit about yourself? Thank you so much for coming. Now, can you tell me about yourself? That question is so difficult to answer at times, because you don't know what to go with it. A lot of mistakes that people make, and I'm going to put you on right now, a lot of mistakes that are made in that question when answering is, you are not expected, or you are not being told to tell your whole life story. Employers don't want to know that. Employers don't want to know, like, right now you're in a job interview for the job. It's not therapy. It's not it's great to open up, but in the eyes of an employer, you might be coming with a lot of baggage. It might be a bit difficult for an employer to take on somebody with so much going on, especially from out the gate. You're already talking way too much about things that aren't relevant to what's going on in front of you. Secondly, it's not for you to summarize your resume. Don't summarize your resume. Like, that's the ultimate mistake. Like, your resume is there for a reason. Like, what they want to know when they ask you, tell me about yourself, is character traits. Who are you as a person? What makes you a great candidate? Things like, I'm reliable, I'm dependable, I'm loyal, I'm a problem solver, or I speak the language of collaboration. Whenever you say that, that's implying that you're willing to work in a team, that it's not about an individual success, but more so the success of the entire group. So that's how you want to go into these interviews, with the mindset of, they want to know if they can be in my presence. They want to know if I'm a good time to be around. You want somebody that's going to add, not someone who's going to subtract, or not someone who's just going to be there. That's what employers are looking for in that question. Another thing that you guys might encounter is just basically that telling them, why do you think you're the right candidate for this job? They might say, hey, why should we pick you? And this is a major opportunity for you to remind yourself, guys, and you should remind yourself this before even going into the interview, is that you're there for a reason. You have a gift, you made it this far, your resume speaks for itself. Remember the aura that you carry. Remember that you're a dog. You know what I'm saying? Remember that you're war tested, you're battle tested. You know what I'm saying? Like, you've been through the trenches. Like, you've been through all the situations that there could be in regards to this position. And if you haven't, in life in general, you've made it this far. You're a survivor in life, you know? So try to remember that when asked a question like that. Remember who you are and what brought you to the dance, you know? And that's really all you need to know when it comes to that specific question of why they should pick you. Just list why you're so freaking great. This is an opportunity for you to talk so great about yourself and take the chance, you know, because it feels so well, honestly. Like, I'm like, I get so excited when I'm asked that question because I'm like, wait, is it time to talk about me and how awesome I am? I gotcha. I gotcha. Another thing you guys might get is to speak about your weaknesses. What are some strengths? What are some weaknesses? These are commonly asked questions in an interview, and you really just want to turn that weakness question into a strength. So you're most so flipping it. Like, for example, if let's say I said, one of my weakness is I have a hard time working with others or giving direction, something along those lines. But you word it in a way like, yeah, you know, back then I used to struggle with this, but then I realized the importance of perhaps looking at it through this lens and being able to still use kind of my methods and marinate it or combine it with these new methods, and now I've been able to see success. You know, like, you're in within that question, that weakness is being turned into something you solved, something that was already fixed. So you're talking kind of in past tense, going into present tense. You know, so you don't wanna answer the question and leave it closed, as in this weakness still exists. You want to demonstrate that there was a weakness at some point, but that weakness has been addressed before even arriving to this interview. That's how you want to frame that type of answer. But yeah, you guys, let's see what happens today. We got this, all right? Lock in.